Let us begin the reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and also the explanation after chanting this mantra. Tabu kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam Srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhuridajanaha. Now, the page 293 of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna we were studying, and here tell me if you have any more details. Sri Ramakrishna is asking Ishan. With Ishan, he was having the conversation. Now he is asking Ishan, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me. Ishan said, you have said everything when you spoke of faith. Now, if some person, the people who are trying to develop the spirituality, they are practicing, obviously they also develop this conception. So they can understand the subtlety of the teachings, or otherwise this is not like other subjects. When a professor is speaking, the students are understanding that. That's a different type of understanding. And here, when we are listening, even a hint about God, hint about the truth, hint about the path that we should follow, practice that we should do, everything immediately it dawns in the mind. Ishan, he said, you have said everything when you spoke of faith. Faith is the basis of spirituality. So, basis on that, the Vedantin, they have the faith, the belief, everything is nothing but the Brahman. Advaita Vedantin, they speak in that way, they believe in that way, nothing but Brahman. The devotees, they say God. So these two, the faith must be there, belief must be there. Then I am practicing, ultimately reaching to that ultimate realization. Master, God can be realized by true faith alone. And the realization is hastened if you believe everything about God. If we believe that God is everything, then naturally our behavior, our action in life will be totally different. Once I heard a story. A man heard the command of God that he should see his ideal deity in a ram. He at once believed it. It is God who exists in all beings. We have the stories in the Upanishad that the brahmachari was asked by his guru to take all the cows and the bull for the grazing for 1 year and come back when it grows into such and such number. And he went over there all alone and constantly pondering over the teachings of the guru. One day he heard that the bull is addressing him, telling him, now let us go back. And we have reached to that number. We can go back now to the asrama. So these type of stories when we hear, then we wonder, is it possible? It is possible, because in everything that God is there, God can speak. God can tell you through different ways, methods. A guru said to his disciple, it is Ram alone who resides in all bodies. The disciple was a man of great faith. One day, a dog snatched a piece of bread from him and started to run away. He ran after the dog with a jar of butter in his hand and cried again and again, "O Rama, stand still a minute. That bread hasn't been bartered." So this way the faith goes when he is believing. For us it is a funny thing. But when he sees that, he believes that, what tremendous faith Krishna Kishore had, another devotee. We see that speciality of Sri Ramakrishna, when he is telling something, immediately he gives the example also. And in that example, he always tried to give whom other people didn't know. Krishna Kishore. As a devotee, used to visit Sri Ramakrishna, so all they knew him, that Krishna Kishore about him, he is telling, he had a great faith. He used to say, by chanting Om Krishna, Om Rama, one gets the result of million sadhanas. That is the faith. Once I have chanted the name of God, only name of God, I am pure. So that faith gives a wonderful peace in the mind. You were absolutely right when you said that through faith alone one achieves all. About the Ishan, Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Ishan said, but we are householders. Master, what if you are? This is very important. In this avatara, the Sri Ramakrishna is always inspiring the devotees, the householders also. Who are grihasthis? Those who are putting their mind, total mind, complete attention, and accepting that this world is truth, and accordingly they work, they are samsari. Samsara, that which is constantly changing, but unfortunately, without understanding that, even though every day our experience tells us that everything is changing, when you look at the mirror, our image, we see that I have changed, mind is changing, thought process is changing, decisions are changing, around me the world is changing. Even then, something is there, unfortunate, I cannot see that, I cannot believe that, I cannot accept that. That is called grihasthi, and that is called samsari. Here Sri Ramakrishna is telling, what if you are? If you are a householder, doesn't matter. Why? Through his grace even, the impossible become possible. His grace, H capital, that means God. If you have faith that God will do it, and with that faith, if we pray incessantly, everything can be achieved. But we don't have the patience, and we don't like to do that. That's why we go everywhere, try to get it from here, but here he says, Sri Ramakrishna, with great authority, his grace, through his grace, even the impossible become possible. We wonder when we read the Bible, the same thing that Jesus Christ also said. With man it is impossible, but nothing is impossible with the Lord. So this is the faith. And the Master is telling, this world is a mere framework of illusion. Someone said, Ei Shangshar Dhoka Tati. Tati means the framework of the illusion. The Dhoka means Maya. And another one said, why? This world is a mansion of mirth, is full of joy. Here I can eat, here drink and make merry. He said, Ei Shamshar Mojar Kuti. Kuti means the house, the palace. Ami khai dai ar moja luti. I am eating, drinking, and enjoying the stay, and that should be the idea. When everything is God, then why should I be afraid of it? When I was not born, this world was continuing. When I will die, it will continue, it will flow, it will move without me. Then why I am breaking my head? So that is the idea. God is doing everything. I am a baby on the lap of the Divine Mother. I need not to bother about anything. If one can develop this attitude, it's totally free, free from all the bondages. One should first realize God through spiritual discipline in solitude, and then live in the world. Only then one can be a King Janaka. He is mentioning about the King Janaka. We know all Indians, the stories about the Janaka is there. The King Janaka was a king, but a realized soul. The moment we think that we have to realize God, we always think we have to give up these worldly things. But the Janaka demonstrated that even if you are in this world and you are performing the responsibility like a king, even then you can be realized. You can realize God, you can realize truth. With that attitude, you can rule the whole country. So that he says, but before that you have to practice the spiritual discipline. You have to realize the truth. This realization, the word realization is very important. It's not the intellectual conception. It is just direct perception. Intellectual conception, then naturally I think like this. If something else happens, I cannot hold that truth. I cannot hold that in my mind. Or maybe, may not be, like this, thoughts will come. But when the realization comes, whoever says whatever, I know it is not true. Those who have visited America, lived in America, when they go back, when the people talking about America in a wrong way, you will say, no, I have seen, I was there. Even in all the media, if they are talking about or writing about America in a different way, you will say, no, I lived over there for 30 years, 40 years. I lived there. I know everything of it. So even if you are reading or telling, even if the Guru says, who has not visited America, only read about them, so that is called realization. So when we realize God, whoever said whatever about God, our faith, our belief, our conviction, that will remain as it is. That is called realization. The Sri Ramakrishna is telling, one should first realize God. And through spiritual discipline in solitude. How to realize God? Through spiritual discipline. What is the spiritual discipline? Withdrawing the mind from the worldly things, that's all. So what is the spiritual discipline? The spirit and the non-spirit. The non-spirit are all these that we see all around us, including my body. Now when I am withdrawing that and putting in my mind the truth, it becomes like this. And then live in this world. Only then one can be like King Janaka. What can you achieve otherwise? Then he said, further take the case of the Shiva. He has everything. Kartika, Ganesha, Lakshmi, Saraswati. That means if we think that Shiva is a householder, he has a family, he has a wife and children, but then sometime he dances in a state of divine fervor, chanting the name of Rama, and sometimes he is absorbed in samadhi. So he is giving the example of Janaka, example of Shiva. The Shiva is a god, and even then, we the Hindus, we believe that Shiva has his family. After a few days, there will be Durga Puja, and Ma Durga will come with all her children, 4 children, 2 sons, 2 daughters. We are all getting ready to accept them, receive them. So all this all over the Hindus are doing like that. Of course, this time we are not inviting Shiva, because Shiva, from his house only the mother is coming. Like that in Hindi they say Maiki. So the girl is coming to her mother's, to her parents' house. Here she is free. So that way is completely, the Shiva is a family person, but at the same time, whenever he wants, he goes into ecstasy. So that is possible if you realize God, and then it is possible. Now we will begin the chapter 14. This is Sunday, September 23rd, 1883. And today is September 27 and 2016, and today is Tuesday. But we are reading an account in this month, in September 1883 it happened. Of course, it was Sunday. Master Maharshaya is given at the very details about this. He said, Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room at Dakshineshwar with Rakhal, Aim, and other devotees. Now, those who are not acquainted with the Ramakrishna life, Sri Ramakrishna's biography, so naturally it will be difficult for them to understand who is this Rakhal, who is this Aim, etc., and other devotees. That is why it is better to read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna also. That is so important. And of course, it is for those who are sincere to understand the spirituality. Rakhal means afterwards he became the first president of the Ramakrishna Morton Mission, Swami Brahmananda. And Sri Ramakrishna told, he is my son. That means he is having all the qualities of the father. The Rakhal, he was a son of a very rich man, a jamindar, a landlord. His father was very, very worldly type of person. But his son, he was constantly thinking about God. He wanted to come out of that. How it is possible? So that the wonder. The Sri Ramakrishna said that even if the seed of one tree falls in a wrong place, the tree will come up. Similarly, the holy soul, wherever they come, they retain, they continue, and they manifest. And who was Rakhal? Sri Ramakrishna, through his that vision, the spiritual vision, he could see the past, present, and the future of everyone. He saw him and he understood that he was the friend of Sri Krishna. So that Rakhal was very, very favorite to Sri Ramakrishna. But he was the son. So he used to consider him as his son. Naturally, the Rakhal never served Sri Ramakrishna. Sometimes Sri Ramakrishna told, Rakhal, will you please bring a glass of water for me? No, I cannot. Sometimes the son, they behave like that with the father and the mother. Because they have complete faith in the father, so they can behave like that. They are not afraid of the father. Whereas the devotee will never do that way. So Rakhal and Im, the Master Mahashaya, and other devotees. Hajra Mahashaya, there is another character. Whenever there is a holy person, nearby there will be another person completely opposite. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say, otherwise you won't be able to judge him, the goodness of that man. And he said, Lila pastai hoy na, jotile kutile na thakle. Jotile and kutile, we know that these two characters. And because of that only Sri Ramachandra and all these things happened. So when someone is opposing, criticizing, behaving totally opposite way, a spiritual seeker should not be disturbed. It's okay. Let him or her continue like that. It's good that I am getting the opportunity to look at me, to control my anger, to subdue my ego. I will go in my own way. Why should I react? So this is also very, very important. Hazra Mahashaya sat on the porch outside. Master was conversing with the devotees. That was the picture. When we close our eyes, then we can see the Hazra Mahashaya somewhere is sitting. Those who have visited the Dakshineshwar, still the same room and the same setup is there. And we can just transport our mind to that situation. This is excellent. To him, why didn't he come? Narendra doesn't like even you nowadays. He was telling the Master Mahashaya, Narendra even is not liking you. But sometimes when the people are preparing his mind for the spiritual development, is a young man, Narendra, he was withdrawing his mind as because he used to like Master Mahashaya very much, and for the betterment of his spiritual practice, he was withdrawing his mind, because Master Mahashaya used to like. The moment he is liking his company, his conversation, so obviously Narendra was avoiding. Sri Ramakrishna noticed and he said, nowadays Narendra doesn't like even you. Then he was asking, why didn't he come to see me at others' house? How versatile Narendra is. Now you see, Sri Ramakrishna has come for a mission, and he is preparing Narendra to lead that mission. He will be the spearheading of this tremendous force, a spiritual force that will cover the whole world. So he is preparing him, but the other people won't be able to understand. Naturally, they will go against him, oppose him, create problem for him. Sri Ramakrishna knew what is going to happen after all this. It is 1883. Sri Ramakrishna passed away in 1886. So from a long time, he is preparing the ground and he is introducing Narendra. In many other cases, you will see, he is asking the young devotees to go and meet Narendra. How versatile Narendra is. He is gifted in singing, of course. Unfortunate that that time this recording system was not developed, otherwise we could listen. He had a wonderful voice, and he could sing just like any other maestros in the singing. He was a master in that. In playing on instrument, one day he wanted to sing a song and he wanted that someone should accompany him on tabla. There was no one was knowing that. Then he said, Saradanandaji, come and sit, I will teach you. Within 5 minutes he taught him, see, just like this, you do like this. Saradanandaji learned tabla. So at least for that song, he could support the Narendra. He was that way so versatile, and he is very good in his studies. Whatever he study, it goes straight to his heart. He can understand it. The import of that we are reading so many things, maybe a big volume of book we are reading, but it has 1 or 2 lines only which is important to understand. And those who can do that, they are the best students. What actually it speaks of, So Narendra was very good. So Sri Ramakrishna is introducing Narendra. He is independent and doesn't care about anybody. So that is also a quality of a spiritual aspirant. If all the time we are depending on someone else, he can never realize God. Because I have faith in God. So whatever happens, if I die, okay, no problem. Next life I'll see. So no dependency, completely independent. And it says that they move in the world like a rhino, never care for anything. Even the tiger or these and that, all around, they are afraid of the rhino. Rhino never cares. So similarly, the spiritual aspirant, particularly the monk, should move in the world like a rhino, not depending on anyone. He is versatile, independent, does not care about anybody. The other day he was returning to Calcutta with Captain in his carriage. Captain begged Narendra to sit beside him, but he took a seat opposite. He didn't even look at Captain. So Captain means, again, those who don't know the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, he was the ambassador of King of Nepal to the British ruler in Calcutta. His office was. Can you imagine an ambassador of an independent country in those time? And Narendra is a young man, only 17, 18 years old. So obviously calculation should be, oh, I am mixing with a very high society person. I should mix with him and talk to him and all that. Narendra never cared about that. There is no calculation because I don't care about the world. So who is these people? He is not hating, but his calculation, his mind is somewhere else. So naturally, not at all careful about all these things. But we become very, very careful because we think if I go and mix with him, talk to him, some benefit I can draw afterwards. So that's why the spiritual aspirant, so he is introducing Narendra that he is actually a sannyasi in making. What can a man achieve through mere scholarship? What is needed is the prayer and spiritual discipline. So that in the spirituality, the scholarship is nothing. But most of the people, they always think about, oh, he was a student of such and such university. He was the student of that college. He was the student of that big professor. It has nothing to do with the spirituality. Spirituality, totally different thing. And the great scholars, they are coming, they know so many things. Even then, no comparison with a truly monk. What a man achieved through the mere scholarship, what is needed is prayer and spiritual discipline. The spiritual discipline, as he was talking about Narendra, he was showing, he was giving that this is the spiritual discipline. Gauri of Indesh was both a scholar and a devotee. Again, immediately he is giving an example right from there, that society. That is the speciality of Sri Ramakrishna. He is sometimes quoting from the old Puranas, but most of the time giving the example of the present day society person. He is there, very much there. If you like, you can go and see him. So like that way, he used to give the example. And he said, Gauri means a Pandit. He was a great scholar. And he was from a particular place called Indesh. Both a scholar and a devotee. He was a worshipper of the Divine Mother. Now and then, he would be overpowered with spiritual fervor. When he chanted a hymn to the Mother, the Pandits would seem like earthworms beside him. I too would be overcome with ecstasy. He was telling that his faith in the mother is so much. When he used to chant that mantra, Ha Re 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 Lambodari, like that he used to do. And all other Pandits, the scholars, Sanskrit scholars are known as Pandits. Panda is the Brahman. Those who understand that Brahman are Pandits. But here only mere scholars. They have learned the Veda and the philosophy, and intellectually they have grasped those things so they can go for argument. Sometimes they used to, that was the system in India from the long, there's a history of these scholars constantly having their dialogue, conversation, debate on the path of religion. They never clashed, they never killed each other. So that is the speciality of India again. If you like to really say something about the philosophy, you have to prove it. And how you will prove? Quoting from different scripture. At the same time, you have to show it in your spiritual life. Then only people will accept you. Otherwise not. The Shankaracharya, much after the Bhagavan Buddha, he came and he once again revived the Vedanta philosophy. Because the Buddhism, the nihilism, there is nothing, that concept. It was all around the people were confused. And what is truly they should follow, they were not very much. So that condition, Shankaracharya came, he went around every corner of India. He sat with the other Pandits, he had a great dialogues, long dialogues, debates, defeated them. Different type of the conversation was there, the debates were there, and re-established once again Vedanta. Here also, Sri Ramakrishna is referring that point. Sometimes in the debates, this Gauri Pandit used to remember the Mother, the Divine Mother, whom he used to worship, and through that power, when he used to get that power, all others used to become just earthworm. And at the first he was a bigoted worshipper of Shakti. And he will never believe the Vishnu or others. But Sri Ramakrishna didn't like that. And he was happy that he used to pick up the tulsi leaves with a couple of sticks. Because tulsi leaf is belong to Vishnu, and he is a devotee of Kali, Shakti, Shakta. So he will never touch that tulsi leaf even. So if it was necessary, he used to pick up with the help of the couple of sticks, so as not to touch them with his fingers. They all laughed. Then he went home. When he came back, he didn't behave that way anymore. Sri Ramakrishna appreciating that. The narrowness Sri Ramakrishna could never appreciate. When he went home and came back, that means he had the time to ponder over that. Now he has overcome that limitation. Sri Ramakrishna was happy. He gave remarkable interpretations of Hindu mythology. He would say that the 10 hands of Ravana represented 10 organs. And Kumbhakarna was the example of tamas, Ravana of rajas, and Vibhishana of sattva. That is why Vibhishana obtained the favor with Rama. So that Pandit, that scholar, he used to explain in that way. Sri Ramakrishna liked it. So one thing, if anyone, anywhere is getting success and he is truly spiritual, Sri Ramakrishna used to appreciate him. He always used to remember and he used to quote that person. And at the same time, sometimes he will be quoting the others who were not that good, just to make a comparison, not to criticize them, to have the comparison. After the master's midday meal, while he was resting, Ram, Tarak, and some other devotee arrived from Calcutta. Dr. Ram Datta, Ramchandra Datta, he was also a great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. When no one knew about Sri Ramakrishna, Ram Datta was very much working hard to introduce him in the society. He wrote a book about Sri Ramakrishna also. And he introduced the Sri Ramakrishna with the Narendra also. He used to tell him, why not come with me? So this way, Ramadatta and Tarak, then another disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, who afterwards became a sannyasi, and his name was Swami Shivananda. In our order, the Swami Shivananda. Below the second picture, that is Shivananda ji. Nityagopal, Tarak, and several others were staying with Rama. Nityagopal, a devotee, and Tarak, that Shivananda afterwards, he used to do lot of japa, continuous japa. If you read those wonderful stories, then another brother disciple, he stopped eating. He told, why you are not taking food? Someone told him, if I stop for eating, then naturally I won't be able to take the name of God. So I am not eating. Let me continue, even if my body withered and I die, no matter. But they were all present. It is not possible. You are just killing yourself. It's a suicide. Then he suggested, okay, I can eat if Tarak Dada, he was by age elder, so if he comes and touch me, and he sit with touching me, as long as I am eating, he should touch me, so that he is going on repeating the name of God without fail. That will come into me. So see how they were so eager, 100% concentrated on that particular idea. I must have to realize God. And Tarak was regarded as a great monk, great sadhaka. So this Tarak, Nityagopal, another personality, and several others were staying with Rama, a householder disciple of the master. Nityagopal was always in an exalted spiritual mood. Tarak's mood too was always indrawn. He seldom exchanged words with others. Ram looked after their physical needs. Rakhal now and then spent a few days at others' house. If someone is practicing spirituality, serving him is also a great work of spirituality. Because he is practicing the spiritual life, his mind is concentrated, he is not taking care of other things. So the devotees who are coming and helping them to continue in that is also getting the benefit of spiritual upliftment. So that Ram, he was elder than all these, they were all young boys. But because they were sincerely trying to develop their spirituality, Ram told, you better come and stay in our house, I will take care of your food and other things. You need not to bother about earning money and go for cooking and all. I will take care of that. You will get in right time the food. You practice, you continue. Ram to the master, we have been taking lessons on the drum. The drum means, they call it the both side, the drum. And because of sometimes the songs and all that, they play. That is very famous in Bengal. Master to Ram, Nityagopal to Ram. No, sir, he plays a little. Master, and Tarak? Ram, he knows a good deal. He was a very good, he could play that. Immediately Master is commenting, Sri Ramakrishna is commenting, then he won't keep his eyes on the ground so much. Because the moment you are doing that, someone is playing some instrument or singing or doing all this type of thing, So obviously his attention will go to that too. And the people's appreciation slowly will drag his mind away from God. So the Tarak, afterwards Swami Shivananda, he never wanted to look at the people, so he used to look at his feet all the time. That is the traditional way of developing the spiritual life. The monks are supposed to look at the toe constantly, his own toe, when he is walking and living in the society, so that he should not have the eye contact with others. The moment you see something, the reflection of that is coming in the mind. So obviously different type of thoughts will come. So he used to, the master, Sri Ramakrishna, he knew that he is going to become a monk. But the boy was not. So Sri Ramakrishna, the great teacher, the guru, he was concerned about him, and he said, then he won't keep his eyes on the ground so much. If the mind is much directed to something else, it doesn't dwell deeply on God. So that is the training. The one should not have that type of thing. Again, I have been studying the drum only to accompany the kirtan. When someone is singing the kirtan, it's a special song of the Bengal, the kirtan. And there, the accompaniment is not the tabla, but the khol. They call it the particular name of that particular instrument, musical instrument, is khol. It is having one side small and another side bigger, but both sides they can play. I think many of you have seen it. Master, I hear that you too are taking singing lessons. Is that so? This question he was asking to the M. Master, no, the M, no sir. I just open my mouth now and then. He was afraid. So now I just open my mouth now and then. The master, have you practiced that song? O mother, make me mad with thy love. If you have, please sing it. The song expresses my ideal perfectly. Sri Ramakrishna is expressing. That song is expressing my ideal, Sri Ramakrishna's ideal. What is that? O mother, please make me mad. Mad for what? Mad for you. And when a person becomes insane, mad, only one thought goes on in his mind. That is the reason he is not giving attention to the external world, outside world. We have seen the insane people, the mad, only on one thought his mind will go on rotating, harping, and that is the reason he cannot pay attention to anything else. Sri Ramakrishna is asking the Divine Mother, please make me mad like that with the idea that you are only the truth and there is nothing in this world. Amay de ma pagol kore ar kaj nai ma gyan bichare de ma pagol kore amay de ma pagol kore. Please make me mad for you. I don't like to have the discussions about this spiritual life. Jnana vichara. I am going on discriminating, having the arguments whether God is there or not. If the God is there, which path should be followed, which path is good and which is not. I don't want to understand all those things. I don't like to waste my energy in that. I know you are there, and I like to be only one-pointed, constantly thinking about you. Sri Ramakrishna told that is my idea. And the song expresses my ideal perfectly. Then the conversation turned to Hazra's hatred for certain people which Sri Ramakrishna did not like. This is 295 page, this one line only, but so important. When we hate some people, for whatever may be the reason, what happened? Sri Ramakrishna again, once again, those who are reading the gospel, you will see almost in every teaching, immediately he is giving an example of the people who are around. Not that he is bringing the example from someone, quoting from someone, sometimes, but mostly he is trying to give the example of the local people, around people. Immediately you can go, you can check, you can understand, and that is why he is telling. Sri Ramakrishna never liked that he is hating some people. Hazra had the habit of, Master to the devotees, I used frequently to visit certain house at Kamarpukur. The boys of the family were my age. The other day they came here and spent 2 or 3 days with me. Their mother, like Hazra, used to hate people. Then something happened to her foot. The gangrene set in. On account of the foul smell, no one could enter her room. I told the incident to Hazra and asked him not to hate anyone. So this is the teaching. So when we are hating someone for something, so that same thing may happen to us. Each and every action has its equal and opposite reaction. So when we are hating, if we can't go along, okay, have the distance, make a distance, or just keep the distance from him or her. That's all. But don't hate. Toward evening, Sri Ramakrishna was standing in the northwestern corner of the courtyard. He went into samadhi. Coming down to the relative world, he began to talk to Divine Mother. O Mother, let me talk about thee and chant thy holy name. I want to sing thy glories. Give me a little strength of body that I may move about, that I may go to places where thy devotees live and sing thy name. Missionary work. He is introducing the missionary work and the God himself. And this time, the same Krishna, the same Rama, those who came to establish the Dharma in these modern days, Rama and Krishna came in the form of Sri Ramakrishna, not with any weapon, but with the holy name of God. He was changing the hearts of people. So he said, he was praying to Mother, give me the strength so that I can go and do that. In the morning, Sri Ramakrishna had been to Kali temple to offer flowers at the Mother's feet. Now, there's two conditions of the mind. When someone is completely engaged constantly in that higher realm, his mind is not coming down, so obviously he won't be able to attain anything in this present day world. So Sri Ramakrishna was begging to the Divine Mother, please bring down my mind so that I can go and talk to people, sing your glory, etc. Why? Because his mind was soaring so high, going to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And when he is coming to teach us, what he is teaching? Bring your mind and give it to the God, so also you can have the wonderful joy. Our mind is always attached with these worldly things. For whatever we are trying to do, constantly it is coming away. The question, the problem of all the devotees who are trying to do meditation is this. And so many varieties of things are developing. Some people are teaching to control your mind, you must concentrate on your breathing. And the Buddhist way of meditations are becoming very popular. Different type of processes the meditations are developing. For why? To control the mind. And most of the time we try to do that. Some people in the name of that earning money also. They are giving some coaching, training to concentrate their mind while their own mind is not concentrated. Their concentration only on the money, but still they are teaching. So all these things are going. Why? Because only one weakness, that I cannot control my mind. So that is the reason people are so eager, they are ready to spend money to concentrate. Whereas Sri Ramakrishna, he is begging to the Divine Mother, please don't give me so much concentration and my mind going to as the Nirvikalpa, Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa. Those who are regularly attend the classes, and many of you, you know that this terminology of yoga, Savikalpa, concentrating the mind with the help of some object. And Nirvikalpa, Ni means negative. There is no object at all, where I myself is becoming the object of my meditation. That means I am Brahman. So this is a different topic again. So Sri Ramakrishna was praying, Master still in an abstracted mood, sat on the small couch in his room and continued his talk with the Divine Mother. And Master Moshe was wondering the Master's intimate relationship with the Divine Mother. Sri Ma, he was wondering that he is talking with the Divine Mother before him. That he is watching, he is seeing that Sri Ramakrishna is talking with the Divine Mother. And the Master, the poor soul, he was there. He couldn't see the Divine Mother. So that he is mentioning. And then another day, Wednesday, September 26th, 1883, there was a few devotees, for most of them came on Sundays, and all these people were there. Sri Ramakrishna to Master, have you seen Narendra lately? He is inquiring about Narendra again. With a smile, he said to me, he still goes to Kali temple, but he will not when he truly understands. Narendra commented about Sri Ramakrishna. Why? If you are taking the help of an idol, a god in form, that means you are in a lower stage. So Narendra, as because he was studying the Vedanta and all that, and he was also very much engaged, associated with the Brahma Samaj, who were not accepting the form of God. So obviously he commented. See, the Master didn't take otherwise, rather he was enjoying that he commented like that, and he mentioned it to many places. That Narendra said he still goes to Kali temple, that means he is in a lower stage. Sri Ramakrishna is in a lower stage. I don't go to Kali temple, I am in a higher stage. And he will understand that Kali and all other things are nothing when he will understand this or realize this. The Sri Ramakrishna was jokingly mentioning that. His people are very much dissatisfied with him because he comes here now and then. The other day he came here in a hired carriage and Surendra paid for it. Narendra's aunt almost had a row with Surendra about it. So obviously, as it is in every family, if a young man is visiting the monk, so naturally they also fear that he is developing the attitude of a monk. Maybe he will leave the hearth and home someday, family. So always they are afraid. If that young boy goes to a bad company, they'll say, okay, okay. But when he is going to a holy place, trying to become a holy person, they have the respect for the holy people, but not their own son. So that always it happens. The Master left the couch and went to the northern veranda where Hajra, Kishori, Rakhal and few other devotees were sitting. Master to him, how is it that you are here today? Have you no school? The one gentleman came over here and he was telling, he was a great devotee and he always comes to the ashram to help and all this. And then the other person who brought him over here, he came from India. The other person, his relative or friend maybe, he was introducing, he goes to office, just give the signature and come to the ashrama and hold the spending in the ashrama helping them. I told, do you think you were doing the right thing? The Sri Ramakrishna is also so careful. If you have to come to ashrama to help the ashrama, you should not take that advantage just by giving a signature in the office to get the salary on that particular day. Why should you? You are not doing the work. So by that way, Sri Ramakrishna is giving the example and asking the master, how is it that you are here today? Have you no school? Then our school closed today at 1:30. So in the afternoon I have come. Master, why so early? He is very inquisitive. He wants to know whether his disciples, his followers, are practicing truth or not. And Vidyasagar visited the school. He owns the school. So the boys get a half holiday whenever he comes. Vidyasagar and Master Sri Ramakrishna immediately mentioned, why doesn't Vidyasagar keep his word? If one who holds to truth and looks on the woman as his mother does not realize, if one holds to truth and looks on woman as his mother, if one who holds to truth and looks on woman as his mother does not realize God, then Tulsi, so that is, if one who is holding the truth and looking at the woman as his mother, restraining his all senses, and even then if he is not realizing God, please come and blame Tulsi as a liar. It is a very famous Hindi Satya Vachan Adinta Parastri Matri Saman Aise Hari Na Mili Tulsi Jhoot Jaban. So that he is mentioning over here. So I was wondering why not realize God. So anyway, so Satya Vachan, that truthfulness, Adinta, the modesty, Parastri Matri Saman, controlling of the senses, Aise Hari Na Mili. After practicing these three, if you do not realize God, then come and tell Tulsidas that you are a liar. Satyameva Jayate Nanritam, that is in our scripture, they always mention Satyameva Jayate, and that is the national motto of India. Everywhere they mention Satyameva Jayate, truth always triumph, not the untruth, not Anritam. Swami Vivekananda also said, everything can be sacrificed for the sake of truth, but truth cannot be sacrificed for anything. And Bhishma in Mahabharata, when they were telling that why don't you marry and then you become the king so that the kingdom will be good. No one is there to rule the kingdom. Then Bhishma was telling, Parityajyam Trailokyam Rajyam Deveshu va punaha Yad Vyapyadhigatama etebhyam natu satyam katanchana. Why you are talking about this small kingdom? Even if the three world you have given to me, there is the heaven, this earth and the nether world, this three world if you give to me, and if you keep the position of the Indra or the God, I am not going to give up the truth. Once I have taken up that truth, I will hold to that. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling about Vidyasagar. Why? He gave the word to Sri Ramakrishna that he will visit, but he didn't come. Sri Ramakrishna didn't like it. And then he was telling about a monk whom he met in Benares and who said The path of devotion, as enjoined by Narada, is the path for the modern world. We will discuss about that in our next class. Let us offer our pranam to this great God, Sri Ramakrishna, and conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa drita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.